Synced? Perfect. Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to the first official podcast of NelCapital. Today I'm here with the one, the only, Mr. Leslie, aka the guy that showed me all the industry secrets. And he's also known as BGAFX Legend. Sweet man, Leslie. What's up, brother? Lovely having you here.
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me. This is actually a privilege, I must say. It's really nice to be sitting down with you. Yeah. So, guys, this guy is referring me to be as the guy who showed him the secrets. And I can tell you that he's also a guy with whole lot of secrets, which today I believe you are going to unpack as well. So yeah, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, brother. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, we've launched this whole initiative of teaching people for free. And one thing I will say is it's blown up a lot more than I've expected. Like, I expected 100 people.
Yeah.
100. First like 2 days, 1,000 people. And we are on 2,700 members right now. And it's crazy. Like, it's all free. Everyone's coming in, they're joining for free. There's a lot of stories behind. We got a lot of people getting scammed, and it's a whole initiative. But why don't you tell like the guys over on YouTube watching this a bit about yourself? Like, you're an engineer, right? So you studied engineering.
Yeah. So BGfx Legend is a professional engineer, well qualified, who became a trader actually because of a whole lot of reasons. So I started trading. Actually, I became so interested in trading when I was still in college, right? Obviously, I wanted to, some more pocket money.
Of course.
So I used to like flip like a bit of my cash, tried a lot of businesses. I tried a lot of things that actually flopped. And then I saw there was a guy who's like a millionaire. He owns a company called Econet Wireless, right? So the guy started off as a stock trader, who became like the CEO of a multinational $1 million company, who's now recently I think he's now like one of the CEOs, if not directors of Netflix now. Like he's so big. So for me, that
he's a big G.
That really like fascinated me into like wanting to know more about stocks. But then, whilst I was looking for the stocks,
I'm just fixing that. You're gonna hear yourself a lot better now.
Okay. So whilst I was actually researching more about stocks, I came across forex trading, and then that was it. I started digging for information. I was watching, but back then there was not much about forex trading. We only saw like Googles from the internet, people from Indonesia. There's a guy called Adam Koo. There's a guy called Rainer Taylor, and I believe most people have seen him. Like, that's where we started baby peeps, and then from there it took off, and we're here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a trader who's also an engineer who's also doing other things. I'm a singer as well.
Fair enough. I'll obviously drop your links in the description down below.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what I always tell people is when they ask, like, obviously you showed me these secrets, because Lorato was my first mentor. Right? Yeah, I've been with him for 4 years, and then through trading VIX, I met you because he said you also traded VIX, and that's how we obviously got to introduce each other.
Yeah.
But the things you've showed me is like it's top, right? But now, obviously, I'm teaching some of those things for free.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because like, while I do know, and I will admit there's not like I don't know everything, I will say like I've studied the book, I've studied what you showed me, I've simplified it, and it works. But what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so for me, actually, if you check one of my visions, if you go on our website, right, I believe you're going to link the description.
Yeah,
put the link in the description. One of the vision of my goals personally as a trader is I want to empower communities, and actually I have a theme that says creating generational wealth, right, across Africa. So if I can meet somebody and empower them, and they get to personalize whatever I have taught them, and then they run with it, because what you're doing actually, you are empowering communities, you are changing lives around the world, and for me that's really nice, and I think I really appreciate it more, to be honest with you. Like, that is the goal. Trading knowledge is not one thing that you need to do this, what they used to do when we were in school, like somebody's writing test, they give you a shoulder like this. No, if I have information that can change people's lives, that can make people money, right? The idea is, let me try to spread it. I can tell you for a fact that if you see people trying to personalize things and say, oh, this is me, I must run with it, I must be the one on the top, I can tell you for a fact that that person is on their way to,
on the way down.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, it's power. For me, it's amazing. And if you guys are watching and this guy has been empowering you with the information, I'm really, really happy. And yeah, I think that's what I can say.
I will admit, I know there are things that, like, I know you like, I remember the first time you showed me, like, supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
You only showed me one way of entering, and then this guy let me use only that one way of entering for, like, I think 6 or 7 months. And then only after that, you were like, okay, brother, you are ready. And then you showed me the rest. And then I was like, holy crap. But now, one thing I tell people is, there's not a lot of people that know this. And that is because, like, you spent what, like 15 years just studying patterns and the market and...
Yeah, so I always tell people this, and I always sound like I'm a crazy person, but that's just, that's realistic. So when I was in college, obviously I was studying, and I did engineering. For those of you who know, like, engineers, you're forced to study, like, for long in order to, exactly. So I just took that same routine, that same attitude into trading. So I remember I used to back test like up to 15 hours a day. I still do that. Even to, like, today, I slept at 3 a.m. I love the markets. I love to see the patterns. So what happens is, the more you spend time with the patterns, the more you're going to, with the charts, the more you're going to see a lot of patterns. And I can tell you for a fact that, like, I think I have I was counting more than 20 types of entry criterias that I have. Recently, I think it was 2 days ago, somebody actually texted me on WhatsApp and he said, BGFX, I really don't understand your IQ. Like, are you a human being? Like, are you, you wanted to pinch me. Like, he said, are you a human being? And I said, no, man, I believe with discipline, desire, dedication, I call them the 3 Ds, you can achieve anything you want in life. So for me, it's passion, it's hard work, and it's the love of the charts. So I always encourage people, like, love the charts, personalize them, like, take them, don't look at it as I'll just go in to get money, right? This is if you're doing this like as a full-time thing, right? Like you need to fall in love with it. You need to love it. You need to be so passionate about it, and then from there, it's like the charts will open up, like exactly what you're doing, right? What you're doing is amazing, but from just a few concepts that you took, and you're just taking it and graduating from there to change the world. That's the idea.
I will say, I do think social media is making it quite hard today to teach people, in the fact that what you see on social media is like 1,000 entries, and then they just want to make money. There's no risk management, there's nothing. And now when a lot of like students or people who don't know anything, they come into this Discord, they start trading and they just hit entries and entries. I'm like, brother, that's not how you trade. Yes, if the entries are as spot on as like what you're doing, by the way, check out this man's Instagram, it's insane. Like, then you can do it. But like the way I was taught and the way I learned from Lerato as well was like, you have an account, you risk 1-3%, you take maybe 2 entries, market goes in 1-3, take some partials, trade or stop loss. But not just that, I think also what social media has done is you've got so many terms for the same things. It's hard. And I know last night I was watching a video on TikTok, and a guy was drawing a supply zone, which was drawing completely wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But then he said the supply zone goes diagonal. And I was like, so I commented, I was like, bro, a supply zone cannot go diagonal. Like, it's price. Like, your price isn't gonna warp. But then this guy keeps arguing. But now the thing is, on TikTok, I only have like, I think almost 5,000 followers, right?
Yeah.
This guy's got 140 something thousand.
That's crazy.
Bro. So it's really hard when you've got all this social media.
Yeah.
And then people come and they trade with you, and then they're like, but what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And then I'm like, but that's bullshit. Then because it comes from someone that's so big
with a lot of followers. So what's happening now? I think we always talk about it is our industry is actually a legit industry. That is comprised of big banks. We have national banks, reserve banks, we have hedge funds, We have these private entities, people with millions, billions of dollars, like who are actually doing it legitly. Then we have this forex trading industry with we have brokers, we have traders, we have mentors, true mentors, real mentors. Then we have these should I say like forex trading influencers. They are not really traders, they are just influencers. They have got like followers, but how can you draw like a supply zone that is, you know, diagonal? You understand? You can tell, you can actually tell from the lingo, the language that they're using, you know. So this is why I always encourage people like so this is what I do before I sign you up, right? I need to talk to you. Like I literally like do an interview, right?
I remember we also had like you were like, brother, come to my office, let me see what you know, and then from there we take it.
Exactly. Like first and foremost, like I want to know like where you are in your journey, and I want to know if you are in it for the right reasons. If you come to tell me that, you know, I want to trade so that I can buy a Lamborghini, that my friend, and I'm like, no, you're not yet ready. Go back to baby peeps and research more. Why? Because if your mindset is wrong in the first place, then whatever that we're going to teach you is not going to benefit you. But if you come to say that, you know what, I think I kind of understand what I'm doing. I know there's risk management. I know I'm supposed to do, I'm not supposed to trade with a man that I'm not willing to lose. Then you come and say, okay, it's fine. Then I also deal with, I think the majority of my students or people who come are those who have been trading for years, right? And they come to tell me that it's not working for me. I've tried A, B, C, D, and I said, okay, it's fine. I'm not a market god. You understand? I'm not perfect, but I think I know a few parts we can touch, right? So that we can make you a good trader, right? So it all goes back to realizing that the industry is filled with a lot of things. So unless if we have people like you with what we are doing right now, with what you're doing right now, who get to sit down and tell people the reality of the industry, then it's going to be a mess, right? So I feel like I can also blame traders as well. Like people are still coming in, like they're just fascinated by what they see. You know, I always say this: social media is nice, but if you don't use it well, it's going to affect you massively. Why? Because nobody's willing to post their losing side. Whether it's a picture, like nobody's gonna post a sad face. You're going to see nice things, and you think that is actually what happens in the real world. Nobody's showing you the losses. There's a day that I posted, I wanted to flip an account, right? I'll talk about the flipping as well. I wanted to flip an account, and I took a loss sitting here. I took a loss and I posted it. You do not know how much that picture on Instagram, how it took off. It's like the algorithm took it off. Like people were commenting. They were like, we didn't know you can take. And I said, guys, we take losses. Of course, it's part of the game. We love it. You know, that pain, we love it. We have graduated from that. And if people get to understand that, you know, there's risk management is very important. Money management is very important. I'll talk about the flipping side, but I'll allow us to talk more and see if we can. If I've answered you well on that one, I believe. I don't want to make it. No, perfect, exactly. Perfect. So I always tell people that, you know, you need to be smart. You need to be a smart trader. Trading is it's a multi-billion, trillion dollar, right? $5 to $6 trillion is traded every day. And these are big guys with sophisticated equipment, with people who have gone to school to study these charts, and they've got algorithms and computers, you know, supercomputers. They know everything. You're competing with somebody who's sitting in New York, right? Who's been in the industry for a long time. Those experienced traders, they've understood the game so much. They know the emotions, they know the psychology. They feed on the psychology of beginner traders. So you've got to be smart, right? You need to make sure that you have proper knowledge, not just knowledge. Everything you see flying on the internet, even on YouTube, I'm telling you. I was telling a guy, I think 3 days ago, like I received a lot of phone calls. I love talking to people, like I love it. So I told him, he said, I know a lot about trading. I've been doing this for 5 years. And I said, okay, if you know a lot, where are the results, right? Yes. I said, oh no, I said the problem is many people think they know a lot, but they know a lot of junk. There's a lot of junk. Why? If that information that is flying on the internet was really working, then we're supposed to see a lot of people succeeding.
Of course.
But however, it's the opposite. And I don't know what you think about it. Like, for me, it really fascinates me. Yeah.
Based on that, it's actually funny because I spoke to before this whole NelCapital thing launched, because NelCapital used to be just me and my friends, trading between each other, scalping VIX, making some money.
Yeah.
I spoke to my dad about it when this launched, and he was also like, I would also expect by now, if you've been trading so good for so long, that you would trade with a lot of capital. And it was a realization point, but that's also where I told him, like, hey, for so many years, I've been just trading by myself, having my phone company, so there was never a need to really scale trading, because I've put some money in, make some money, happy.
Yeah.
But now NelCapital was launched, it's kind of a thing where, like, now we need to properly start scaling accounts. And I don't think I'll go for like an FTMO challenge. I encourage people to do it. It's an easy way to get a lot of money to trade with. But I mean, from ever since we met, and like I've been able to flip accounts so consistently, I'm just building accounts on the side now. And I will say the supply and the demand that you've shown me, right? It is accurate to the T. I've seen people coming out with supply and demand videos now on YouTube and TikTok, and it doesn't look the same. But when I go and I draw their things on the chart and I backtest it, it is so inaccurate. Like, what you've shown me was on such a high level. Like, there's free students in the group, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday I got a message from someone that said they've never been able to flip a $5 account to like $50, right? Until they joined the Discord and they started studying the content, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday was their first day ever that they hit $100.
Wow.
From $5, and it's just from that consistency, risk management, and even though it's free, like I haven't made any money off it. Like, it feels so fulfilling having someone go, you know what, bro, holy shit, this changed my life. And I brag about you a lot as well. Like, people tell me, like, how do you know this?
I really appreciate it.
I was like, yo, there's this guy, Leslie from Cape Town. I met him through my mentor. This guy's whack when it comes to the markets. He only showed me like a little bit, but that little bit was enough, bro. Like, I mean, you post screenshots of where it's like a $70 account, and then the running trades is like $3,000-$4,000, and I still go, holy shit, how do you do this? But I think it's also because the way that I learned trading through Lerato was like conservative trading, right? So you get an entry, you take 1, 2, or 3 entries, and you manage it.
I'll tell you about it. Like,
but the results, like if there's anyone in NelCapital, obviously, like watching this, and there's going to be a lot of people watching this.
Definitely, yeah.
What I've shown you is like a little bit. It's like a drop, right, compared to this. And you've seen your results increase. And I've had people come in here that have been trading for 5, 6, 7 years, and they told me ever since they watched the 2 videos that I've made, the accuracy has never been better, right? So if you're one of those people, what I've shown you is literally like, it's this much. It's this much. Like, buy this man's course. I believe it's on discount right now as well, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Until like a limited time.
Yeah, until like a limited time. So I think I've been running at discounts like since last year. So we had like a Valentine's promo. I get a lot of messages from people around the world to say, we want to learn, but I cannot afford, right?
Yeah.
So what I do is, like I told you, I do interviews. Like, whoever wants to sign up, I must sit down with you. Let's talk, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So the idea is to try and understand you, like I said earlier, and then I also see your motives. Like, are you genuinely looking for information, or you are kind of like, you want to try, you understand? So if I see that you're a genuine person, I'm gonna give you a discount, right? And so right now there's a discount for everybody if you want to learn. But I tell people, like, I'm gonna tell people, if you are not serious, don't come. It's as simple as that. Like, I want results. You see, like, I'm sitting with one who's testifying. This guy's got more than, you said, 2,700 people in your Discord, right?
Yeah.
And you've got so many followers on TikTok and Instagram. This is the whole idea. I want to replicate myself, if possible, to thousands. And I'm not greedy about money.
Of course.
Like, I'm not a millionaire yet, but I live a decent life. I love I love my life.
Yeah.
I don't have to wake up to go to work, right? And if you are following this guy, I can tell you that, like, you are in the right direction. Make sure you listen. I tell people this: mentorship is very important. It's very simple. It's not about you just buying a course. I tell people this: You go to learn, you don't understand something. Mentorship is when you sit down with your mentor. Okay, I've been going through this video, but on this particular concept, I don't understand. How do I like solve that problem, right? And sometimes it's not the mentor's problem. Sometimes it's the student. You know, there are people like, I always give this analogy. You can be sitting in the same classroom, 20 of you, with the same teacher, same content, but somebody's going to come out number one, somebody's going to come out number last. So it depends with your attitude and what you are looking for, right? So on the flipping of accounts, this is what I do, right? I'm a conservative trader, very much conservative, and I'll tell you.
Those screenshots, bro. I'm gonna put some screenshots.
I'll show you. So this is what I've done. You know, there's so many ways. They say there's so many ways to kill a cat. Yeah. So what I have done is
you kill the cat in all 9 ways.
Yeah, exactly. What I've done is I said to myself, I need to stay within the risk management portion of my trading. So for my students, this is what I do. Like I'm just gonna give you this tip, right? It's free for you guys. If you want to know more, you can follow this
free
guy,
nuggets
right?
drop down.
Yeah, and you can just follow me as well. Yeah. So what we do is we don't have one account, right? We have what we call like an investment account, trading account. That one you strict 1 to 3%, 1 to 2%.
That's the one you build and scale.
That's when you build and scale, and you don't just take any trade. You make sure you take 8 trades, right? We have like 8 trade setups. You take 8 trade setups. Then we have like a B account, like investment account, where you want to maybe buy some things maybe in the next 1 year or 2 years, right? So you are also like maybe going a bit hard, like from 3 to 5% per trade. Then we have what we call like we call them like daily like expenses accounts, right? Or you can call it a flipping account, right?
For like bread, milk,
whatever you want to buy. Like if I want to buy a pair of shoes, I'm not gonna take from my main account. Like I'm just gonna I have this policy that I'm trying to push, and you see most of the results you see on those charts, right? I post mostly my students.
Yes.
Yeah, my students. Like so what I say is that from your account, let's say you have an account with $5,000 and you are risking 1% is how much? It's gonna be $50, right? So instead of you risking that $50 for a 1% in your 5,000, you can withdraw that profit that you'd have made, right? So according to our strategy, normally we get like a risk to reward, a minimum of 1:5. You know, as I was back testing, I'm developing it, and yesterday I think I saw 1:10 was now the minimum, and it can go as far as 1:60, 1:40, that's what you're trying to do. You don't have to open a lot of trades. Look for the best quality trade, the best entry setup, minimum drawdown, you are in. So instead of you like just risking the $50, which is a 1% in a $5,000 account, bring it onto a scalping account. You would have accepted. Remember, when
you've accepted the $50 loss.
The $50 loss, even on the big account, conservatively.
So whether you lose 50 conservatively or whether you blow the 50, you were gonna lose. You could have lost the 50.
It's the same thing. So we take it out, put it in the flipping account, and then you barcode, like you put like full margin. But I must put a disclaimer. Don't do it unless if you have a good strategy, unless if your emotion and your experience. We do it because we know how to train people, we know how to do it. And I tell my students, let me see you trading conservatively for a long time until I can tell you that now you can do this. And it's not for everybody, actually. It's not for everyone.
It's a psychological thing.
It's a psychological. So you take the $50 and then you do boom, right? So another thing that we do, like our methodology allows us to scale in. So one trade can have like multiple entries. So that $50 can end up being a 3,000 or more, right? And I think there's a student of mine who did like a flip of 176 to 17,000.
I think that's the one that I saw. Yeah,
that has been like I think people have been talking about it. Like it's real. Like, you know, it's once you have the information and you have the stamina, we call it the stamina, it comes with experience. This guy, whatever he can do, don't come in as his student and you say, I want to be like my mentor within 2 days.
Not gonna happen, bro.
Chill, relax. This guy has been trading for quite a long time. He has the experience. He has managed his emotions. He knows when, you know, there's this thing, we call it like intuitive trading. We have technical analysis, then we have fundamental analysis, then we have sentimental analysis. So I believe there's another one called intuitive analysis, whereby because of experience,
you need to have some intuition,
because of experience, if you look at a setup, whether it is all the rules, like all the confirmations, you can tell that this thing is going to be a loss, or this thing is going to take time within the zone. Or if I take this one, I've seen it over and over, it's going to be a jackpot for me. So that's what we do. And so you don't need to trade a lot. Like I think I was telling a student of mine in Kenya right now who's doing like an FTMO challenge, right? I told him, don't be surprised to see your mentor trading one pair.
There's a lot of people that only trade USDT or only NAS or
pair.
GJ.
Because I found out like I'm so good at so many pairs, but I don't want, like, I think I've gotten to a level where I don't want to be on the charts all the time. And I'm moving so much into swing. So even these scalps, they are still swing trades. We try to enter early and then we hold the trade and relax. I've been telling my students, I've been telling my students as well, like, why don't you like hold for quite a long time? Like, you don't have to be in the markets, because the more you expose yourself, there is one quality that is going to be affected, which is your emotions and your psychology. Yes, you can know the strategy, you can see the markets, but there's one thing that is going to weigh out, which is your emotions and your psychology. So I don't know what you think about it. Like, you expose yourself so much and then you end up making these impulsive decisions. There is what is called paralysis by analysis. You end up seeing things that are not there. So place your trades, relax, do other things. One of the reasons that I feel like I'm heading towards that direction is this. I saw myself like as a person who was becoming a bit antisocial. Traders,
that happens, bro. You're permanently in the charts on that computer, just hitting.
So traders, it's very important to as you are learning, guys, plan your things. Don't be like me. I know I back tested 15 hours a day. It's not healthy, it's not good. Maybe God allowed me to be in that position because he saw me as a mentor in the years to come, right? If I was to turn back the ends of time, I would do like 2 hours, 3 hours a day. It's enough so that I can socialize with people, right? Money is good, making money is good, it's really good, but we must remember why we are traders. Make sure you have a vision board. I tell people, like, have a vision board. Sit down, write down your vision board. I want to be a trader because maybe I want to take care of my family. I want an extra income of how much. You must write it down, and then make sure you always come back to those goals. When you take losses and you feel like you don't want to trade anymore, go back to the vision board. And we must remember to live life, guys. It's very important. When you make money, withdraw those profits, live life and enjoy. That's the reason why we are traders in the first place. Don't just be accumulating money for no reason. Otherwise you'll be a chart zombie, which is not nice. So I don't know what you think about that.
No, that's very true. I think you dropped some nice like psychology nuggets as well. So this is on YouTube. I posted a market breakdown. So at the start of every week, I try and post the market breakdown of all the pairs, the analysis, because I'm busy. You know me, I'm editing, I'm filming, I can't sit and do the signals I'm supposed to, right? So what happens is, and this is even open to the free guys. I'll talk about the premium side of things now, but this is even like the trading content, the market breakdowns, it's all open to the free guys.
Exactly.
So when people come in, they can learn, they can see what we're looking at. They don't need to do premium, right? They don't need to come over for signals, and I'll talk about that now, but it's on YouTube. The 21st of February, I did a market breakdown of, I think, 11 pairs, Forex pairs, right? GBP, JPY, USD, CAD, NASDAQ, all that, right? By the 27th, so 1 week later, we only took about 3 trades. Last week, we only took about 2-3 more trades. And this week, we are still waiting on 2 or 3 more of those setups to play out. And one thing that happens a lot is people DM me before they join. They DM me on Insta or even on the Discord. They'll go like, hey, Dearbolt, how many signals do you do a day? And my response to them is always like, do you want 10 signals a day that might make you money? Or do you want 1, 2, or 3 highly probable signals in a week
that'll make you money?
That'll make you definite like bank.
Yeah.
And I will say, most of the time people just go, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And they're like, because they see people like, I get it. There's traders that only trade like NASDAQ, right? And they trade every day, strictly 330. They take one trade. That's fine. But the way that I've learned to trade from you and from Lorata was like, you can literally do your analysis and you can see exactly where that market's going to go and where it needs to go over the next like 2-3 weeks. and you just sit on your hands and you wait. And that makes your profitability rate very, very high.
Exactly. So I remember when I started trading, I used to hear these things like don't trade less. And I felt like, I sat down and I said, I think these gurus, they're hiding something. They want to make money, they want to be the big guys alone, So I was impulsively trading. I was trading all the time, and I'm gonna stop. I think this is movie recording has been stopped automatically.
Oh no, that's fine. Well, I'll start it again, but it's just your camera angle. The rest is still going, so
okay,
but I'll start it for you.
Okay,
you can continue talking if you want to.
Yeah. So, let me just wait for you. Okay.
Good.
All right. Yeah. So, as I was saying, I remember and I remember that, like, I felt like these gurus are hiding something, right? Why don't they want us to trade more and make money? And when you are researching more about trading knowledge, you see a lot of scalping videos. I want to put this disclaimer. There are so many ways to kill a cat. Some people are scalpers; they're very good at it.
I used to scalp for like 3 years, right?
Yes. Some people are swing traders. Some people are position traders. Like, they hold for months. They are very good at it.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that is common, right? Among, like, there's something that you can pick from all these, like, trades. When you look at scalpers, when you look at the proportion or the number of people who have made it through scalping, there are few people.
Very
and
few.
The unfortunate part is that the industry is actually promoting day trading and scalping. And I'll tell you that the more you day trade, right? I'm not saying you can make money, but let day trading be like a secondary, like an extra thing that you do outside of your trading. You know why? The higher the time frame, I'll tell you, a lot of strategies that you guys or these people have is they actually work, but they don't know this thing. They cannot wait. Patience. The higher the time frame, the higher the quality of the trade setup, the higher the accuracy of the trading methodology or the strategy, if you have a good one, right? So experts in the markets, they've understood this. Imagine if you have like an engulfing candlestick pattern on the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame, it says a lot. Or the weekly time frame, you understand, it says a lot. So if you understand this thing and you just stick around to say, okay, I'm going to wait for my trading setup, and you catch like 2,000 pips, we are talking of 1:40 risk to reward ratio. Okay, let's assume that maybe you can afford like $50 like as your risk of that, like 1:40. That is more than like 2,000 if my mathematics is right.
More than $2,000.
Now I always tell people that, okay, you cannot wait. You scalping, you're trying all these funny things in the markets. Now that you have done it for a year, are you a millionaire? Like, I always pose that question. And somebody will tell you that I cannot wait to hold a trade for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks in the markets. Now the question is, if I come to you after 3 weeks, you don't have the money that you're supposed to have. That 2,000 was supposed to be handy. You understand? So let's take back this mindset of let me make it now. You understand? You know, that instant gratification. And I think one of the reasons why you're doing good is you're not just a trader. You've understood. That's why I told you, like, this guy is a beast. He understood. He took the knowledge and he sat down. And some of the things he did, I did not teach him. Like, he was observing and saying, oh, I think if I do this, then I'm gonna be big. And definitely that's what you did. I don't know what can you tell them about what I'm trying to say? Like, does it make sense? Because I feel like with a lot of people, they'll tell you, nah, I'm going to day trade. Yes, you scalp. Yes, you trade news. But how many people have made it trading on the 1 minute chart? How many people have made it trading on the 5 minutes chart? How many people? Let's look at the proportion. So So what do you say about that?
Your camera went off, but that's 100%. So what I will say is, I've traded, when I learned trading, I learned swing trading from Lorata, because Lorata is a swing trader. You would take a trade.
It's a good one.
It's going to take 2, 3, 4 days to maybe even shoot into profit, right? It was very slow trading, and I think that's helped a lot in terms of patience, because people today, they see enter 100 entries, 10 minutes you're out, right? And what I will say is, when I went over from forex trading, when I discovered VIX, first of all, like, for the first couple of months, I saw my ass, bro. VIX killed me. VIX took so much money. But once I started scalping it and perfecting those entries, it still wasn't as perfect as it could be, but it helped me know when and to enter, and you need to be quick in the market. You need to
Very
place it entry, stop loss placed,
quickly, yeah.
done. And that's helped. But I think the fact of learning swing trading first has helped.
Yeah,
Because
actually.
now what you can do is when you understand how quick you need to be on a smaller time frame, right? And that's where kind of when you showed me how to enter on those zones, like it's also quick entries. But what I found is like if you know how to quickly enter and then you have the patience to hold, I mean, there's like, it changes your life. Like, I mean, there's screenshots that I've posted from trades I've taken and from trades that students have taken, where it's a 4-hour candle with like a massive wick. But you've entered on the tip of this wick. And I mean, people look at that and they go, holy shit, how? And they think it's like a 10-minute move. I'm like, no, I've been holding this trade for 4 days.
4 days, exactly.
We have a Euro GBP trade that we took, right? And so usually what I do is 1, 2, 3 minimum. So we place, like, like you target previous zones, right? So your TP, our TPs are always like 1 to 8, 1 to 12, 1 to 15. But whenever my trade reaches 1.123,
some partials,
I take partials and I trail my stop loss.
Exactly.
And we have this Euro GBP trade. I think I went out at like 125. It's a 1-2-14 trade, right? I shared it. I didn't share a signal, but I shared the setup, right? And when I had a stream yesterday with the members, I heard one of the guys said he held that trade for the entire 3 days.
Wow.
And I was like, perfect. He made more money than I made.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's like, you're on the right path. And I agree. Like, if you look at monthly and weekly timeframes, the moves become so similar. You kind of catch like, okay, if I can enter this on like a 5 minute or 2 minutes, for example, you can hold. And your stop loss is like this big.
It's tiny, yeah.
But your TPs are massive. And then one video that I have on TikTok, and I've said this to people as well, if I only trade VIX, my profitability is 92%.
Yeah.
If you include Forex, which has like news fundamentals and manipulation, it goes down to like 85%, right?
Which is still good, man.
But then on that video, I have people commenting, if your profitability is 92%, why aren't you like rich and driving Lambos? And then I simply told people, and I told this to the Discord guys as well yesterday, because they were like, how many signals? I was like, bro, my profitability rate is high because I'll sit on my hands for a week and wait for a setup, and I'll take that trade, it makes me money.
Yeah.
Whereas if I take 5 trades a day, lose money, make money, it goes to shit.
Yeah. So I also want to comment something. You said something very important. Like, why, if you are trading, why don't you have a Lamborghini, guys? We need to talk about this. This is something that has made our industry, bad. Right? Yeah. It's good to have a Lambo if you love cars. Like, if you trade and you love cars, you can buy yourself. Lambo, yeah. Yes, I also want the Lambo, right? If you love, to buy, fancy houses and stuff, it's really good. But let's not, push the notion that you have to trade so that you can. Yes, it's these are byproducts of your money. Yeah. These are byproducts of trading. But we need to hone the skill first. Like, people need to know about the skill, right? You see that most of these successful traders with like Lamborghinis and stuff, they always do like these videos regretting why they pushed trading with those fancy things. Why? Because they realize that at the end of the day, people don't get to see the hard work they put in behind the scenes. You don't know that those guys don't sleep, right? For them to actually think about it this way, just think like how, let's say I have $100,000 account or like $50,000 account, then I'll risk 1%. That's like $500, right? Yeah, that's $500, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? And I'm risking $500. Yes, it looks like a figure, but it's actually real money. Am I willing to lose it? I might say, according to my trading plan, I'm willing to lose it, but am I really willing to lose it?
Like, once you've lost it, are you going to be all right?
So if I place a trade, there's going to be this emotional thing happening in my head because I'm seeing a red, blue happening on my screen, right? Yeah. I think we need to do this, once in a while. Place a trade, right? And then record like a clip or a video of you placing a trade and it's in losses, and then you edit it, you post it for people to see, to feel the emotions that we feel when we are in a trade. Why am I saying this? These are the very important things that we need to talk about. We need to talk about how you feel when you blow an account. We need to talk about how to come out from a trader who blows an account into a successful trader. We need to talk about how risk management is important, right? Yeah. It's good to come and talk about a Lambo, right? Maybe 1 out of 10 videos. It's good to actually encourage people, like, this is what like, this is what products can actually do to your life. But the unfortunate part is that people who are following us are traders, are people who are trying to make it in life. They're trying to know. So I love your mindset when you are talking so much about your trading, the challenges, and how you have helped your community, how the setups are playing out and everything, and the videos that you're uploading. It's very, very important, so that maybe later, if people see you with a Porsche or whatever, a Ferrari, they understand that this is the hard work that was put in for this thing, right? So to go back also to what you said about someone, if you have this, why don't you have a Lambo? I'll tell you guys, a real trader, for you to buy that car, it takes time. It takes hard work. It takes a lot of trading to actually buy. We are talking of a car over $100,000 US, right? And it takes time to buy that. And another thing also, not everyone is gonna be a car fanatic. Maybe you are an investor in other businesses.
Or people
maybe
like real estate,
real estate, you buy properties, you buy farms, you understand. So never really judge a book by its cover. The funny thing is, I recently
keep talking. I'm gonna listen. I just want to check something.
I recently met a guy who was fully loaded trading in the markets. When you look at him, he's wearing a pair of shorts, man, and his flops. It's just, when you look at him, he looks like a regular guy, bro. Like, but he's loaded. I think he had an account of over $1 million.
Yeah.
Right. And a few years back, I met another guy. He was just formally dressed, neat and well, but very simple. He was holding an account with over $1.2 million in balance, and then he was in drawdown of like $400,000 US in drawdown, and he was cool and simple and okay. But when you look at him, you're like, oh, this guy's broke. Like, guys, I know sometimes we post profits, but there are people with money who are not fancy. They won't even show you. So Lambos are good. It's a sign that you bought it yourself, like by yourself. Like, you have money to buy it. If you have money, go buy cars, guys. Cars are neat. They are nice. They're good. But let it not be the reason why. Now, I'll say this. You know why a lot of people are scammed? You know why a lot of people are not making it? They are going for mentors because they see a Lambo, they see a picture, they see an iPhone, they see all these nice things, or they see food, right? And they go, okay, you want to learn about trading, you want to learn about pips, but your reasoning, or the main reason why you go to learn from that person is because you saw a car. It does not make sense to me, right? Go to a person with value. Like, this is why I tell people, like, talk to your mentor before you call him. Talk to him, like, understand his mindset. Why is he a trader? What is he doing for the community? So that you can say whether or not, remember, this thing is about the skill set, right? It's really nice. Maybe after a year or so, or a few months, we meet up with our cars, we meet up with whatever we have made. But let us make this thing about the skill, the challenges, what we can do and not do, and I believe we can make the trading industry an amazing industry.
Yeah, we can. And I think especially now with, like, NelCapital is now South Africa's like biggest free thing. And I think as it continues to grow, and we do podcasts like this, and I continue to talk with other traders and other people, I'm going to be very selective about that as well. I'm not going to just, hey, this guy's got a Lambo, let me talk to him. Because you can quickly look at someone's page and scope out, does this guy make money trading? Or does he, sell courses and make a lot of money? But I think it's going to be a good thing in terms of reaching people. One thing I did want to say, we spoke earlier about posting losses, right? So in our Discord group, we have a thing called member profits. And the members post their screenshots of their profits. But we also have a page we open up that's called the Wall of Shame.
That's cool.
And the idea is, whenever you take a loss, you post, like, it's not a talk tab. So you post your screenshot of your loss or whatever, you post it, and then you type there, I took this trade, this is why I took my loss, this is what I was supposed to do. And that's it. So that when the guys who come into the free group who studies the content, they don't just see, oh, these guys make money, they also see this guy made this much, but he also took this loss, and this is why he took that loss. So I think it's good that when you do stuff like you,
so
like, I'm all about the transparency, right? Whenever we make a move, like, I put on TikTok, like, yo, this is what the community voted. On Discord, if we do something, I was like, yo, this is what the guys wanted, this is what I did with X, Y, Z. So we're all on the same page, and people need to realize, like, you're going to come in, because they come in and they hear the high profitability, right? and they come in and they expect to make big money quickly. And I'm like, no, the profitability doesn't come from the trades you take, it comes from your psychology.
So I've had this myself. I think when I started trading, I was so embarrassed, talking about my losses, right? And that really affected my psychology. You get to a level where you're so depressed, right? Things are not working. You can't talk to people, especially around you, because where we're coming from, especially in Africa, in African homes, you can't tell people that I'm trading and it's not working. They'll be like, what is trading? And why are you doing it? You need to get a job, you understand? So nobody's going to understand your goals, whatever your ambitions and whatever you're doing. But if you're in a community, this is why I tell people it's very important to be in a community. Yes, you can learn all by yourself from the internet, but when you look at the statistics as well, you see that not just a few people actually make it from studying by themselves. It will take time. But if you're in a community, you get to see everything. This is also things that I've been struggling with most of my students. I tell them, post your losses, post everything. You need to post your mistakes, post your charts. I feel like people are embarrassed to post their analysis. I don't know,
they're scared it's wrong.
No, here's the thing, guys. In trading, we are not looking for who's right, who's correct, who's wrong. It's not a competition. We are not competing for the number one post. If all of us are successful, that's it. If all of us are taking a loss, we need to sit down and see, guys, it's not working. You understand? So I always tell my students or people to say, guys, if you take a loss, if you analyze your chart, put it up there, post it, let everybody criticize it. When they are criticizing it, they are not criticizing you. They are criticizing their analysis. And from there, you're going to be a good trader. You see your mistakes. It's rather better for you to be corrected before you lose money than to cry after losing money, right? But unfortunately, not everyone does that. The other thing is participation. You can be in a community. There are people who are community zombies, or we call them, they are terrace champions, right? They love sitting in the terraces, but they are not cheering up, they're not doing anything, they're just there, right? But they don't realize that trading, it's a skill that is practical. You need to practicalize it. Participate, talk to the mentor, be willing to help somebody. If a group member sends in a question or poses a question, be the number one person to run after it. And I'll tell you, one of the best, most of my best students, they've come out of that place of helping others. So through helping others, they realize their mistakes. I became good at trading alone, but I became much more sharper because now I'm dealing with thousands of people around the world. People come in and I must have a solution. So it forces me to be good.
You constantly need to refresh your mind as well.
So in a day I can, because I'm teaching, I do I've got a standard package, and I also have a one-on-one session where I sit down with you if you sign up for that. And there are people who go to work and they have other things, and some people are actually company experts. They are maybe fund managers, or they are working in a hedge fund. They need to learn. I'll tell you this, guys, this is one of the most trading eaters in trading, a season whereby I feel like the retail trading knowledge is gone to an advanced stage compared to the hedge fund type of knowledge that they used to do way back. And these guys are now old. They are looking for fresh blood. I also have people I get to talk to and help, fund managers and stuff. And one thing that I've realized is that you tell them okay, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to do, and they get to listen. But the other people, the other students, they sign up and they pay everything, and guess what? They take the knowledge, put it under the pillow, they relax and they cry, trading is not working for me. You understand? I don't know if you have actually come across those people. They are really excited, but when they see that it requires a lot of work, then they do this.
There's a lot of people in the Discord actually that's not inactive. So before we launch the whole premium thing, I actually have to tell you about that. But we discussed ideas, and I put up a poll and we voted, and I think close to 1,000 people voted. But now that premium is launched, we've only 100 and something has come over from the 1,000 that has voted.
Wow.
And I think it's in that time, because we discussed it at the beginning of Feb, and then premium launched the 25th, right? And I think it's in those 3 weeks where they saw okay, this isn't daily stuff, this is long-term high probability trading, you're gonna have to wait. I think a lot of them kind of just went nah, I'm done.
And guess what? one of the things that is really like intriguing for me is that the figures that you've given me is going to be at par with these figures I'm going to give you. There's a statistic in the industry that says 9 to 10% make it in the industry. 90% they don't make it for various reasons: psychology, lack of knowledge, proper knowledge, giving up way too early, losing money within 90 days and stuff. You had 1,000 people, only 100 something pitched up, 10%.
Yeah.
You
Right
understand?
now it's almost 3,000, so it's
Exactly.
like 2.5%.
So it's
3%,
like exactly. So it's always like that. We need to emphasize this, guys. If you want to be a successful trader, you need to be hardcore. You need to remove this mindset of selling muffins in the streets. It's soft. I feel like it's a soft hustle, right? You can just put up a shop and be selling gadgets. It's a soft hustle. Why? Because you just sit there and wait for the customer to put up a banner.
Yeah.
This one requires you to
go
place
and
a
find
trade, to find the solution.
Yes.
Once you find this like setup, you need to apply like your money management, risk management. Then you wait for the setup to play out. Guys, don't sit at your computer. Once you place a trade, do other things, right? You need to do other things. If other things that you do, walk out, go for swimming, just find yourself to allow the market to do its thing, allow the strategy to play out. Then we also have a group of people. Here's what they do. They're very good at analysis. They've done all the hard work needed, but whenever they place a trade, because you are watching every candle playing out, guys, I'm telling you, you'll be an insane pay, like you go insane, like it's crazy. The market will go red, you see a retracement candle, close your entry. So what they do is, instead, okay, let me put it this way. For you to be profitable, after we have put everything in place, your psychology, your money management, your trade strategy and everything, there's what is called a risk to reward ratio. That one is the golden thing in trading. Let's take, for example, you take 10 trades, and of those 10 trades, you lose maybe 5 trades, right? But you have one trade that you took that gave you like a 1:10 risk to reward ratios. It's going to wipe out all the losses
and
now,
profit,
and give you like more profits, right?
Yes.
So if you're a trader who you place a trade, but because you see a bit of profits, you close the trade.
Yes.
You have wasted a potential trade that was gonna make you a good trader. You have messed up the whole mechanical system. So this is why we talk about mechanical trading. Like, have your rules written down. Trade mechanically. Yes, emotions will be there. You can't eliminate that, but let your decision be based on have like a trade management plan. You were talking about certain levels in the market where you actually scale out some positions. You take some partial profits. It is part of, listen to what he's saying, it's part of a trade management. When you place a trade, yes, you need relaxing also, it's part of trade management.
Yes.
Doing other things is part of trade management. If you are trading based off of the 4-hour time frame, you don't need to be checking the markets each and every like 5 minutes, bro. Like, come back after 4 hours. It takes 4 hours to print one candle.
Yes.
Why are you like frying yourself on the screens?
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
One thing that happens is I take a trade, and this comes from your side, right?
Yeah.
I'll place that entry on a 2-minute time frame.
Exactly.
The moment that entry is placed, I zoom out to a 1 hour or 4 hour.
Yeah.
I go put my TP, and I close my charts.
You relax.
And then I have people in Discord ask me, "Hey, Devot, like, what do you think is gonna happen?"
Relax.
My literal answer to them is, "I'm not in the charts, bro.
Relax.
Bro, I'm cooking food for my girlfriend or something."
Exactly.
Like the thing is, when you place a trade, right, you know exactly how much you're risking. You know exactly how much you're gonna make.
Yeah.
Whether you sit and stare at the charts or whether you go and sleep for 2 days,
It's not gonna change.
the amount you're gonna lose is not gonna change.
True. It's not gonna change
Because
anything.
I told some, like, we had a little live stream yesterday as well, and I told some of these guys way back when I started trading, I was up until 1, 2, 3 in the morning watching that thing hover by my stop loss, right? And I was like, screw this, I'm done. I close it, I go sleep. Next morning I wake up, that thing turned around, hit my TP.
Yeah. You know one thing that it's very fun, guys. We need to talk about it so that traders know exactly what happens. Do you know, guys, you can lose weight just by looking at the charts. Like, you see what you're doing. You can lose weight up. You can lose kilos, bro. Like,
The stress, the heart rate, the sweat, everything.
It's not nice. Like, that feeling. You know, I remember there was a time, I need to talk about this so that people can get to know. There was a time that
I want to activate that camera,
Yeah.
so just talk about it.
Okay. There was a time actually I was actually trading in the markets, and because I wanted so much to make it, and I wanted things to play along exactly what I wanted, and I was looking at the charts, bro. Like, I ended up having stomach problems. I went to the doctor and he said, you're developing like some ulcerations and it's because of depression. Are you depressed? And I said, no, I'm not depressed, but I've been doing this. So from there, guys, I actually saw that, you know, you can destroy your health, bro. Like, you can destroy your health if you don't really understand the game, right? You see, investors who are invested maybe in the oil industry or real estate, they purchase properties, they develop them, but they allow themselves, like, allow time to play out. Like, they go for 5 years, 10 years maybe before they can actually get to the break-even level. So take this is also important. Don't be a trader who's just an ignorant trader, guys. There's so much things. Read books, guys. Follow people like Greg Secker. Actually, Greg Secker, we have Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know this guy, Robert Kiyosaki. This guy,
a very famous Chinese guy.
Yes, exactly. Be a book reader. Myself, I love reading books, guys. These people, they've made it in so many industries. They are not trading related, obviously, but money is a system, right? Money is a system, and it follows certain principles. And if you can harness those skills and understand the game, they teach you patience. You listen to their stories. They tell you how much time it took them to actually be where they are. You know, those are qualities you cannot get in the trading industry, unless or otherwise your mentor is like Duo, maybe who knows a lot of things, who can talk about this. A lot of traders, they just know candles. That's it. It ends there. Now, this is why we have traders who are making a lot of money, but you find them tomorrow, they are broke. Somebody has 50,000 rand, right? Tomorrow you see them, they're broke, they're begging in the street. Why? Because they did not have money management outside of trading. Traders, I can't teach people how to manage their funds, but it's very important, guys. If you want to be big, don't be, you know the habit. I'll tell you this is what I realized. I used to move around with my bank card a lot, and I used to swipe. You know, trading makes you feel like you can just purchase anything at any time. Why? Because for you, when you look at that product, you see, oh, this product is expensive, right?
But in dollars, it's cheap. It's quick to make.
So you flip it to dollars. You're like, this is $30. It's nothing. You understand?
I'll make it 10 minutes.
Then I'll make it 10 minutes, and I'm just gonna place a trade and relax.
Yeah.
But you're not realizing that you are already counting chicks from the eggs that have not yet hatched. And what it does is when you go back to the charts, yes, you can make that money, but it's gonna mess up your psychology. Why? Because you wanna make back that money. You're trading to make back money that you have used, instead of you just playing along and be an investor and take time, you know. So these are things that I've been trying to learn and mature as a person, to say that, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you need to start like strategically plan your life, right? To say that, okay, I'm trading. Maybe you're single, you're still in high school, or maybe you're in your early 20s and stuff, but at one point you're going to be a family man, or with children, whatever. You're going to have a lot of companies that you like what you're doing. You have other businesses outside of NelCapital, right? So you need to be a very good planner. You can't be sitting down doing this. You can't be, you know, just using money anyhow. You can't. It does not make sense, right? It does not make sense. We want traders who are going to say that, okay, I've learned trading, but I also got these skills to manage my money, and this is what I'm doing. You need to go for financial education. It's very, very important. So your habits, if you have financial problems in your basic life, I tell you for a fact, when you trace them back to your trading, you see that if you are a greedy person, it's going to reflect in your trading. So if you can manage your money, it's easy for you to manage in trading. So if you can say this is $100, and if I can manage it well, you will understand that when you're trading, I need to manage it well. I don't need to just open like 5 lots on an account of $500 that I'm saying this is my main account. It does not make sense. You keep on donating to the brokers, making them fit. You see why I need to talk about this, guys. There's so many brokers now that are like popping up. It's good for the industry, but it goes on to say another message. it means a lot of traders are losing a lot of money, and
Yes.
people are seeing the opportunity to make a lot of money from traders. I'm not, by saying this, I'm not fighting, bro. I love brokers, and I love to see a lot of brokers, especially in Africa, coming in to help traders,
Yeah.
because they would understand our system, our society, right? Rather than brokers outside, they're still good, but these local brokers, they do understand, like, people have like minimum deposits and all this. They give you like a good leverage, but it goes on to show you that the more brokers we have, it means the industry,
There's more failing traders than
yes, a lot
successful
of traders are failing, right? So we need to talk about these things. Otherwise, people are going to see this as a nonsensical industry. Like, it does not make sense, and a lot of people give up. I'll tell you for a fact that it's not easy to be a good trader, but if you can harness the skill, like, look for people who have not just a trading strategy, but we have the stamina, the character, we've got the values, the principles, who understand the nature of the game. If you can put all these things, allow yourself, like, give yourself time, man. Like, I tell people, let's start by making $5. If you can make $5,
Yes.
let's go to $10. Let's go to $20. Be able to withdraw $20 a day, depending on your strategy, right?
Yes.
Go to $50, $100. Go. I always talk about this trader in States. You know, Q Banks, right?
I met one of his friends when I was on the ships.
Wow, that's amazing.
But we'll get there now.
Yeah, exactly. That guy, I've been following him for years. Like, when he was on Facebook, like, before he went into Instagram.
Yes.
The guy was so thin, like, things were bad. He posted it was bad. He speaks about how he used to work in Target, like one of like a supermarket.
Yes.
And then he took his whatever the money he was making from there to trading. It took him time. If you follow him, if you check his pages, he used to post like $20 profits, $30. He went to 150. Now he's making like over 100K days. Now he owns like a prop firm, if I'm not mistaken. He's one of the directors, or he actually owns.
He's got a couple of traders in his
exactly in his group. Yes, stuff, and he also has like a prop firm now. That goes on to show you that it is possible. But when somebody comes and see a Lamborghini,
yes,
they just think this. Go and try and see like what this is, what these guys are doing, right? And another thing also, guys, before you call somebody fake, right? I see this a lot. Like, I see this a lot.
Yeah.
Before you call somebody fake, you need to like research more. It's not about you seeing their profits, right? You can have profits but be fake. You can make money but be fake. I always say this. If your character, like, there are people who are, they have so much money, but they cannot translate, they cannot take the skill and put it, they cannot replicate themselves to the next person, or they are not really, interested in people. They don't love people. They don't have that, traders at heart.
Yes.
They're just thinking about their pockets, amassing wealth. So it's people like you in the society who are actually changing lives, right? And I love what Q Banks is doing as well. Like, he's also like empowering, talking about how he, his story. You can actually follow it up. So what do you think about the people who are really thinking about, feeding themselves and not the rest of the world, the other traders? Like, what do you think can be done? Like, what do you think about it?
Look, sorry, let me get nice and close for this one.
Yeah.
So, if you are someone, for example, as big as Q Banks, right, or Clint Fester, he's Festex, he was from Cape Town, he's in Dubai now. Right?
That guy. Yeah.
If you're someone on that scale, or King Sean Lee
and then we have this guy. I love his character. What's his Swag C? I just love his vibe, man. Yeah.
So if you're someone and you have that level of reach, right, and you are only feeding yourself,
exactly,
it's going to be very hard to do something. But if you have something in the sense of like, I've got NelCapital now that I'm building, and you building your thing, right? Now we scale these communities to thousands and thousands and thousands of people, but we teach all these people, it's like when you start working with someone that takes care of you, right? Instinctively, you pick up those habits and you start taking care of people.
Exactly, yeah.
So if we properly take care of the people in our community, they will instinctively pick up and start acting on those subconscious levels, right?
Yeah.
And they will start taking care of their people. And if they eventually want to start teaching people, they will have those habits imprinted in them and like helping. So I think one way, like there's going to be no use for me going on TikTok and being like, I take care of my traders, you should trade with me, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But by just being your genuine self, having that rub off over time on people will have them naturally go, I was with this guy took quite nice care of me, you know?
Yeah.
And that made me feel good. So why don't I do the same for other people? So
Exactly.
if you've got a big social following and you just feed yourself, there's no use in me or you going and fighting that on social media.
Yeah, it does not.
But what
make
we can
sense.
do is we've got strength in numbers, right? We can take our community and have that be the influence or the change.
Yeah. So I just want to add something. Like you spoke about fighting, right? And I've seen in our industry there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of hate and stuff. Like I'm not all about that, but I feel like this is a platform where I can address those things.
Free speech, brother.
Yeah,
Free
exactly.
speech.
So guys, the market is so big. Like we spoke about $5 to $6 trillion a day, right? There's so much money in the markets. We can all benefit from the same market.
Yeah.
And the more traders we get in, the more we deposit, actually it grows even bigger. You understand? So there is no need to fight each other. Instead, let's find each other. Let's unite. Let's sit down with each other. You know, like genuinely, not to try and con people. Like, I mean, genuinely sit down with people. Let's talk and let's see how we can share our values. I can be good at trading, but you can be good at speaking.
Yeah.
You can be good at maybe risk management. Somebody can be good at trade management. Somebody can be good at maybe student management. Somebody can be good at funds management. There's so much that needs to be done, especially here in Africa. So instead of people fighting for, I don't know, like whatever they fight, the reasons they fight for, it's not really necessary. We need to be using that energy to develop to be bigger traders. I feel like here in Africa we still have a long way. Yes, people have made money, but I feel like if we are still bragging about buying an iPhone, bro, like we haven't done anything.
You broke.
Right? We just broke. Like an iPhone is just yes, it's a good phone, but it's just a form of communication, right? We have people who are buying, like I'm talking of, who are buying islands, bro, like from trading.
Yes.
We have people who are buying a lot of things. Like they're doing so many things in the societies. They are building hospitals, they are building supermarkets, they are building malls, they are doing mega projects, right, for communities. For maybe it might not be your goal, but we need to come to the realization that we as traders, yes, it's good to be bragging about like flipping an account this small, but we are still small, bro. Like we're still small to fight. Let's unite. Let's see how we can help each other. Let's see how we can find each other and share these values, share these goals. And then from there, you see like Africa will move as a full force. I love the fact that in South Africa, we have a lot of traders, good traders with very charismatic like personalities. I'm not going to mention names for my own personal reasons.
Of course, some of them are friends. and
Exactly, yeah. So, but I love what these guys are doing. And if these people, like I always look at them and I said, wow, if this one can come and join hands with this one and this one and this one, it's going to be massive.
Yes.
Just think about this. You know, I read a story way back. I'm not going to mention the name, but it really touched me. This guy was trading for a long time and it was not working. And he got to a point where he was depressed. He was losing money and the family needed him to, to fend for the family, right? I believe he was staying with a single mom, and it got to a point where he drank poison. Never drink poison because you are losing. Always talk to us. I love to talk to people who are depressed, right? Talk to him, talk to Nel. If you are feeling like, things are bad, just call him. He's always free to talk to you and listen to your story.
Of course, yeah.
Back to my story. So the guy did not die, right? God saved him. But when the story actually was published online, there are other traders who were good. These young traders, they saw the story, and guess what they did? They were trading in their apartment with their friends. They said, why don't you come here? The guy did not even have money for transport, bro.
Yeah.
So they gave him money for transport. He walked like a long distance to actually get an e-wallet from an ATM. And then he got like a free transport to get to that place. They got in. They gave him money to trade. They taught him a bit. And then he blew like more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than 5 accounts. He was just blowing, Nasdaq. Then he started making money. And He's not good now. He's taking care of his family. Why? I love the fact that like these people, they're traders, but they saw another trader struggling.
But there's a story behind it.
Yes, people were laughing at him like he drank poison because he was not making it. They were laughing, and this is the most painful part, bro. He said, whilst I was working with the other guys who were making money, I was sort of like a T-boy for them. They were driving their cars, they had money. My friends, they had money, but they did not want to help me. Strangers helped him to make money. So I'm saying as traders, guys, the industry is so big. We are like little, should I say like little fishes in the ocean, bro. Like the ocean is so massive. We can all get in and make money. We can all benefit from this. So I feel like we need to push that as well. Like I love the fact that you're pushing a move in South Africa, and it also needs to come with this mindset that we are living in an era where, like, employment is really tough for people, right?
Yes.
Young people are graduating from school and they don't have anything to do, and trading actually gives them an opportunity. Why? Because you don't have to do a lot of setup to start. You just need trading knowledge, your internet, and then a little bit of capital, and then you start, right? So they must understand that for us to help communities, and I feel like trading is one thing that if the government needs to actually recognize and be part of, like, youth empowerment, because there are traders, there are people who are actually doing amazing things. People are supposed to be doing drugs, people are supposed to be doing other illicit activities. They've actually left those things to focus on trading. So there's so much we can do as a community, as traders. Even when I want to say that, even if you're a beginner trader, take it upon yourself to help the next person. Even don't think about how much in terms of knowledge the little bit that you have, share it with the next person, and you see what we can do. I don't know what you think about it.
No, that's 100%. There's kids in my Discord, right? That's 16, 17-year-olds.
Wow.
Break time, they go to the bathroom and they sit and they send me messages on Discord. Hey bro, I've done this chart on my phone, what do you think? I'm like, focus on your schoolwork. And they're like, nah bro, nah, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. And I understand that, because I'm not a school guy, bro. I hated school. I left like when I went home from school, I didn't do my homework. I went on the computer and I watched YouTube videos about tech, and I made music, and I took photos, and I tried making money somewhere, because I didn't know trading was a thing until I met Lerato,
exactly.
right? Do you know how we met?
How did you guys meet? Like,
so, I just left school. I was busy shooting wedding videos, and then Lerato booked me for his wedding film.
Wow.
And I was shooting his wedding.
You're the guy who did that fancy wedding. Wow. Shout out to Lerato. If you're watching this video, man.
We miss
you. You must show
brothers,
up, bro.
man.
Yeah.
But I didn't know trading was a thing, right? And so that night we were out on the lawn from the venue. We were just talking. Everyone was chilling, having a drink. And we were talking about, like, what it is you do in this. And Lerato says, I'm a trader. And he goes, I had to make the money for this wedding in like 2 months. It was like 100K.
You're like, what?
Bro, I'm out of school.
He's a beast, bro. Like,
I'm working a full-time job, making like 8K a month. On weekends, I'm shooting weddings, making some, like, I'm making more money shooting weddings, but like, I'm just out of school, bro. I'm a broke kid. And this guy just comes up, he's like, nah, I made 100K in 2 months. I was like, what the, like, I want to get in on this, right? And then how we transitioned is Lerato was starting his trading thing. And he needed content. And I needed trading knowledge. And at first I was like, hey bro, what if I shoot content for you and you teach me?
I remember.
And I think immediately he was like, no, we can't do that. And then we left it. And then like a couple of days later he came back and he's like, you know what, bro, I thought about this. Building relationships is more important than money, bro. Like, right?
Very true.
And that was in end of 2017, 2018, right? But I mean, 4 or 5 years down the line, we became such close friends.
The guy is a good guy, bro.
And I mean, and when we spoke about like people flexing, right? I have it on video where I was shooting videos for this guy. And on this one frame, you can see one of his trading accounts. It had like over $200,000 in it. But this guy was still driving the same Toyota Yaris from 2018.
Bro, I can tell you.
That's humbleness, right?
I want to say something about Lerato. If you're watching this, man, one of the things that I learned from him, like, I'm an introvert myself. Like, I don't really like showing myself out there. If I'm really showing myself out there, let it be about value, man. I want to help people, right? the guy, when you meet him, bro, he's so humble. Like, you wouldn't know, like, the guy is loaded, right? With knowledge and wisdom. He's also a crazy book reader, bro. Like,
Yes.
the guy reads a lot. And one of the things he does is, if you sit down with him, right, go and listen. Even if, like, so when I met him myself, like, I knew a lot about trading, but I saw that this guy has got something that I need.
Psychological wise.
Psychological in the business, like the trading business. And I was already like doing a bit. I already had my book that was already out. So I said to him, I want to come to you and I want to meet you. But I saw that I can't just meet him. I have to pay him to meet him, right? And we became like good friends from that.
Yes.
Like, and each and every time I would go, I know that I had so much value. But I said, you know what, let me go and listen. Let me just go and absorb everything.
Just shut up and listen, you know?
Yeah. Go, guys, I want to tell you a secret, guys. If you want to grow in life, you need to be humble. Humility actually takes you places. Pride, you know, this arrogance will not. I have these people who come to me to learn. They come to me with so much arrogance as if I owe them something, bro. Like, just come and listen, right? If you're a student, you want to learn, no matter how much you know, put whatever you know aside. It's not like you are deleting it off. Put it aside. Pack it somewhere.
Yes.
Go to him and listen. If you allow somebody if you listen to somebody, he's going to share everything. Here's what happened. I'll tell you this, like, it just happens naturally. If I see that you're an arrogant person, I'm going to hold back a lot of things.
Of course.
Because I feel like, I just feel like I'm not connected to you. There's something that is blocking the flow of information. You understand? So if I'm sitting with you and you are really asking, and I see that this guy is following whatever is I'm teaching them, then I'm prone to, I'll tell you, I've got a lot of students, but not that I'm selective, but there's this thing that you end up being so close to so many students.
It's
right?
family, right?
Like, yeah, they become like friends and family, right? And there are times where, like, I'm bored, bro. Like, I'm bored. I don't really watch much TV. Like, if I'm doing, if I'm watching it's YouTube and I'm looking for something maybe in the business, or like, I don't know. If I watch a movie, like 1 hour is too much, I'll sleep, bro. Like, I'll just sleep. So if I'm bored, I need to do something. I can actually call a student like in the middle of the night to say, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Can we bake test? Just for fun, bro. Like, why? Because I've built a relationship with them. You understand? So this is one thing that I saw. Lirato is so simple. He drives simple cars, but he loves eating good, which is very nice. Like, he's very simple. The guy has taught me about life. So another thing, guys, also that can help you in life. He said something. He said, Lirato said, it's better to build relationships than money. They say
in the end, it's worth more than money.
Your network is your net worth, right?
Yeah.
It's not, yes, money is good, but money is, it's a system. Money is a byproduct of a system, and part of it is relationships. This is what they will not teach you at school. They're just teaching you to run, be selling. Sometimes you don't need to sell. You need to meet a good person in a field, go under them, let them mentor you, and then you'll be good. They'll open you to doors. There are people who can just announce you to the world, right? Just announce you to the world, and the world can celebrate you. You understand? So, guys, if you have the opportunity to meet people like him, don't take it for granted. And another thing also, if you have been learning, I did not plan this to tell him what to say to me. Actually, he's the one who's hosting me in this podcast. And he was always emphasizing about me and Lirato. These are his mentors, right? And I'll tell you for a fact that even if today, like, he's still doing good, I'll still have time with him to say, now I need to show you much more deep secrets. Why? Because he's so appreciative. Appreciation goes a long way, guys. If you have a mentor, always appreciate. Try by all means. We are not saying like give them money or something, but find a way to appreciate. Every person, you're always going to gravitate towards where you're appreciated, and you pull away from where you're not appreciated.
Yes.
So I feel like this is a very big aspect of the industry as well, and even in life in general. Like, build relationships. Like, he was doing weddings, he was making money, but he saw an opportunity, and this is what he did. You say that you I don't know, it feels like I'm interviewing you, but I love
hey
this
bro, we
discussion,
interviewed
bro.
This is a podcast, bro.
Exactly.
We talk, we do whatever.
He said, I just need to put this, put this out. You said you were doing weddings for Lirato, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Then you saw an opportunity. But when you saw an opportunity, you understood the value of that opportunity. And you said, I can't just go and say, can you teach me? You said, why don't I? You came with something that he did not have.
Yeah.
Why don't I do this for you? And then you do this for me and we meet halfway. You understand? So, guys, listen to this. I know we have people who say, I don't have money to trade. Yes, you are teaching free. It's good. But, guys, I'll tell you for a fact, like free stuff, yes, it's good, you learn, but you need to have something attached. If you guys, I'm telling you this, he's teaching you for free, but guys, if you don't appreciate this man, one day he wakes up and decides, I think I'm now tired of teaching. I don't know when you're going to do that, but I think you are still in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
But maybe, the more money you make, you're going to be big, and the more responsibilities. Try to build a stronger relationship and a bond with him. Don't just take him as a guy. I'm telling you for a fact, guys, you will benefit more. One day you wake up and say, where are you located? Can I come through to your place? And then you trade together. You get to learn more. It's not just about trading.
Yeah.
There is so much things to learn in life, which is a very, very important thing. So instead of you like just coming in to say, I don't have anything, you decided to put up something. You have a free group. You also have a premium group, right? Guys, if it is possible, outside of the free things, try to invest in the premium. I'm telling you, it will benefit you in the long term. Trading is a skill that, like, if you are so good at it, even if you are sleeping, you see a setup, you pounce on it. If anywhere around the world, it gives you the freedom of time, the freedom of location, and what else? So many freedoms outside of
freedom of anything.
Yeah,
bro,
of anything. Much. Like right now, we are sitting. It's only Friday. Other people, they are busy with their computers.
The people downstairs are working. The people running this office
in this building
are working.
They are actually working, but we are just having
and
fun.
we're chilling.
Yeah. So take it as traders need to take trading seriously, not just as a hustle, but as a real business. Once you treat it as a real business, you will invest it well. If it means you need to pay to get mentorship, if it means you need to get the best, I can actually congratulate those guys who managed to locate you and followed your NelCapital and they're moving with you. I can guarantee the majority of them that guys there's a lot of noise. You might be in the community and you feel like this guy is giving me a few setups. Guys, don't run away. You will see, there are people who are like paper flames in the industry. We've seen them, they come and go, they disappear. Why? Because they were not tested with time. Yeah. You are tested, we're talking of 5 years plus in the game. You are still there and you are actually getting much more stronger. You need a mentor like that who has been tested by all seasons. COVID tested them. They are still there. Before then, they were tested. They blew accounts and they're building other people. So it's very vital to really appreciate this. And once you understand the value of what you have, bro, like you do everything. Yeah. One of the reasons why I would call you and say, come, I want to show you this. It's because I'll see that I give you like a tiny bit of information. The things that you do with it, I'm like, wow.
Those 6 months when I only had this one way of entering,
yeah,
and I would send you like freaking charts at 2 a.m, bro. Look at this entry, holy shit! Like, you were probably like sleeping. Was like, bro, I'm going to church. Leave me alone. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, bro. But check this. Like, holy shit, look what you've done. Like, yeah.
You were so excited. That excitement, man. Like, if you're a mentor, that excitement, bro. Like, it takes you to that point where like. Even if you don't get, I've students whereby like if I don't get to see them, even you like sometimes I see you're quiet, I'll look for you. I'm like, I need to at least let me see what you're doing.
Where's the Instagram stories?
Where's this guy? Like, I need to be seeing you. Yesterday I sent a voice note to another guy, like he's always in the group, but I haven't been seeing him for 2 weeks. I need to find out what's going on, right? Why? Because I'm used to seeing him. But if you're a person who is not doing anything, you're not found in, the mentor is not going to know you. And if you have, this is also what we need to say. If you have struggles, guys, don't keep quiet with your struggles. You will die with your struggles. Be vocal. Talk in a nice way. Don't be arrogant. Be vocal, right? Instead of, traders have a tendency of blaming other people. If they fail, they say, the mentor or the strategy and stuff. No. Guys, take responsibility. Sit down and be honest to yourself. Tell yourself, it's my greed, I'm greedy. If it's my accountability works in trading, if it's your fear, it's my fear. If it's me who's actually lazy, say it's me. Go to your mentor and say, mentor, these are my weaknesses. I'm lazy. What do I do? The guy is gonna prescribe a prescription. Yeah, we are like doctors actually. We treat people.
Recommend do this, this, and this. Take this break. Do that.
Exactly. And then you try. You go back with feedback. You come back. and I tell you, you never go back. I have a student in Kenya. The guy is so good. Like, I love his personality. He's a student who has become like a friend, a brother to me. And when you sit down, I love his mindset, bro. Like, I told him, man, it took time for him. He was struggling. I'll teach him. He was struggling because he was a bit impatient. He wanted to make it a big goal. But I told him, and he would listen. Tell him something, he does it, he comes back with feedback. Now he's actually doing big now for himself. Like, he's in a calm state. And I think 2 days ago, I jumped up with him like on a one-on-one session, and I was reviewing his trading plan, what he's done. Bro, it's crazy. Like, it's like I was seeing myself in that trading plan. I was like, how is it possible? Like, you can replicate what I'm most likely going to use to trade. And I've seen the power. I saw the power of trading. And in my community, I've told people, like, if you come to learn, I'm not going to promise you like a bed of roses to say tomorrow you are going to make money. There are people who are quickly, like, going to be quick, 2 months, 3 months, depending on your experience. Some people say first week or the first 2 days or 3 days. But I tell people 3 to 6 months of intense working and learning. I told the majority of my students it's gonna be tough, but most of them, I saw messages, they're appreciating, bro. Like, they're like, I felt like I was being punished, but now I see the markets. Now I understand why you wanted me to do this. Now, and when they look at other YouTube videos, they're laughing. They're like, hey, bro, like, the other one sent a chat with like an Ichimoku chat 2 days ago, and he said, this is me. Where's my phone? Like, I don't know where it is. He said, this is me, before BGFX, I was confused, but this is me. And he took a profitable trade, and I've been pushing them towards swing trading, and they're holding trades. You see, like, positions of 2,000, 3,000, 150, depending on the account balance, obviously. So that is how we want the industry to be. Like, so be legit, genuine. Like, let everything be said out, right? Course. Yes, let everything be said. Do we blow accounts? Yes, I do. I remember there was a time that I blew right on this table. I blew a $2,000 account, right? And this is what happens. The setup was fine. Everything was okay. And guess what happened? I was trading the VIX. And I was with my partner. I was with my trading partner, right, in this office. And we were about to pounce, right? So this way we would take those like trades, right? And then obviously VIX is volatile, like it's aggressive. In a few minutes you see some blues celebrating. So what happened was the MT5 of deriv, if you punch in a lot size from like maybe V75, you go to V25, it's not going to automatically switch.
No.
So you need to recalibrate it. So I forgot, bro. I kept like the lot size I had, like I think on V25, put it on V75.
Oh, that's
so
like a 3 lot or something.
I opened a lot size, and I saw a minus $500
immediately.
And I'm like, what's going on? So I wanted to say, so before I could actually close, like I said, okay, let it at least come back to, and guess what? Margin code took us out, and the account was gone. That is one of the mistakes that can happen. And I also have a student who did it. Like, he's in Zambia. He lost like $70 from his account due to this, mistake. These are things we need to talk about. It happens. But do you kill yourself? No, you don't. It's part of the game, right?
Close your charts, go get ice cream, go sit by the beach and chill.
Go and live, man. Like, I always emphasize this notion that sometimes when you feel like you're being overwhelmed, close your charts. Do other things. Like, take the few profits you have. Go and enjoy life. Visit your friends, families. Go do other activities. Come back. Even if you come back after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it's still cool, guys. The market is not going anywhere. You'll come back with a fresh mind. You realize your mistakes much more, rather than trying to recover everything, like say, oh, I took a loss, I must get the best entry. The other thing is, many traders, they're in a circle, they're not going.
Just continue, yeah.
Okay. They're in a circle, they're not going anywhere in trading. Why? Because they want, perfectionism is very bad. It's not good. It's not really good. They want to take trades and win all the trades. If they take losses, they don't want to stay in the game. They take a loss, they take another loss, they take another loss. You have not allowed your trading. So this is what happens with the trading system. Every trading system can have a win rate of 80% or 90%, but it also have what we call a drawdown period, right? It can be an 80%, but it can have a drawdown period, right? Some strategies have 60%, depending on your strategy. right? So I'm going to talk about the average ones out there with 60%. Let's say your strategy out there is 60%. Obviously ours has got like a bigger win rate, right? You take, maybe, yeah, here's the thing. You don't know how random the losses are. You don't know how random the wins. It's like a casino, right? You don't know. It's like a dice, throwing a dice. You don't know whether you sit on a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So what you need to do is allow the trading system to play out over a long period of like 3 to 6 months of trading. You'll see there are seasonal, there are called seasonal tendencies of a strategy. It can, you see whether it performs well in a ranging market, or it performs well in a trending market, or it performs well in, you know, you will see all that data, and then you have a trading journal where you're also recording, documenting your trade setups. You know, this is my A setup, this is where I'm supposed to trade, and maybe you can remove everything else that works for you. So because people are not waiting, they get a good trading strategy, they take 2-3 losses, they dump it, they go take the other one. Before you know it, you become like a trading analyst, right? With people like from channels like CNBC and other these stock commodities news channels, they when they're actually articulating trading related things, they're so good, bro. Like they're so good. But when you ask them, you had information about where gold is gonna go, did you actually took a trade to go there? They did not get. Then we also have traders in the markets who are very good at analysis, but they cannot make money. There is a difference, guys, between being able to analyze the chart and making money out of the markets. It goes a long way. We have people who can predict. I'm not going to talk about strategies, but now I don't want this to be controversial, but I feel like there is a trading methodology out there that is being overly like emphasized, and people are abusing
smart money concepts.
I did not say it.
Hey, I spoke to the other guy yesterday about this, but talk about it, bro, because that podcast was going to come out. And
so I feel like I have nothing against smart money concepts. I have nothing against SMC traders. It's a good trading methodology, and it has helped a lot of traders around the world. But I just want to say something to help people. Like, I feel like a lot of SMC traders are a bit arrogant. Like, they feel like they own the markets. They feel like they're the market owners. Guys, there are people who are trading with basic strategies and they're still making money. I always tell people that if you can throw a stone and make money, if it's your strategy to trade Forex, let it be, right? Let it be that. Just do it, right? We are all, like I said, we need to be united. We need not to fight each other. You know, you see, traders, somebody will place a trade, or they do analysis even on YouTube, right, or on Instagram. They place a trade, they make money. Somebody from smart money will say, no, you are doing it wrong. No, that's not the idea, bro. Like, you need to ask whether they are using your methodology or not. There are reasons. And I feel like also smart money is overly complicated for a beginner trader, right? It's good for advanced, but it's overly complicated. There are some parts of things in there that I love. Like I feel like I love how committed smart money traders are. They're so committed on charts. Like, they take it, they're so workaholics. But we are all traders. We are all traders from all angles. We are all making money, and there's no need to be arrogant. There's no need to brag. Like, we are all market. Here's another thing I need to say. Smart money concepts, traders, when they are trading, right, they'll say we know we are moving the markets and stuff, right? We know where the big moves are and stuff. Yes, the methodology can show you, but to be honest, we are all speculators. There is no accuracy. If that trading strategy was accurate, everybody would be a millionaire. This is something that people are not willing to listen to. This is what people are not willing to hear. If the trading methodology was really that, like 100%, everybody will be a millionaire, right? That goes to show you that the trading strategy also has got some weaknesses. Let's talk about it, and let's be comfortable to talk about it, just like any other price action methodology, right? So now, once we understand that as traders, you know that, okay, maybe I'm an SMC trader, or I trade this, I trade that, I trade that. you have your methodology. We are all coming in for one cause. We want to make money, and most of us, we are all retail traders. I hear this notion that we are big guys. No, we are not. As long as you are behind the screen with your computer trading $100 account and stuff, you are not a bank trader. You are not a bank trader. You are not in a bank. You are not an insider trader at all. We are all speculating. We are all part of the group of people who are trying to make ends meet. So let's remove this fluff of this stuff of trying to to do this and do the actual thing. Let's be simple traders, right? I have nothing against smart money traders, but we just needed to tell this. Another thing also is, I feel like the wave of the smart money has misled a lot of traders, and I get a lot of people. I'm not an expert. My methodology also has some weaknesses, and I'm happy to talk about it, right? They come talking, I've been doing my smart money, but it's not working. I've paid this, yes. It's not working. I feel like smart money trading, a trader will get tired just by analysis. Before you actually place the trade, you are tired, bro. There's so much, there's a lot of things. Rather than making it simple. Are there things that work? Yes. Do we have trade? I've got friends who trade smart money, and we talk about it, and they're making money. But we need to understand that we are all retail traders. We're trying to make things work. There are people who do not even have that. Are you the person I was talking to a few days ago? No. I was telling somebody, and I said, we have traders who do not know a lot of information that traders who are struggling have. Let me say it. There are people we've been in the game for 5 years. Then there's a trader who comes in, picks one thing only. They run with it. It works. They just run with it.
They beat all those other guys out the market.
They'll beat you up. They are trading with a risk to reward ratio of 1:1, 1:2. There's a guy called is Sean something in the States, he's bowed-headed. Is Sean something. Sean something, right? When you look at him trading and the stuff is very simple and basic. He's very simple and basic. What is his name? He's a friend to BGFx, Momo. Yeah. It's called Sean. I don't know. I've forgotten the full name. It's simple. Many traders who are making it big, they are doing it simple. Guys, it's okay to learn more. It's good to learn more. But and be also willing to learn more. It's also, if you feel like you want to learn smart money, go for it. It's also good. It will open up your mind. But to actually make money and be profitable in the markets, you don't need a lot.
I actually want to tell you something, and this is going to be a massive compliment to you, right? Because you know me, I've studied with Lorato, I've studied with you, I've studied with a lot of other mentors. I've talked to them. So before I get into what I want to tell you, this friend of Q Banks, right? It was him and his family that came on the ship. I was on board a Disney ship. And so obviously I'm taking restaurant photos. I see this guy on his phone. So we talk. It's like, hey, what do you do? He's like, yeah, no, this and that. I'm like, wait, you in Q Banks group, right? Because Q Banks has a free Telegram group.
Okay.
So and this guy's in there. So I was like, hey man, if you have time, let's chat. And so I got after I was done working, I got my MacBook and I went out. Obviously, if Disney sees this now, I'm fucked because you were not allowed to really interact with the guests.
Yeah.
And so I showed this guy what I know from what you showed me. And this guy who's making millions sat there and he went, holy shit. And I'm telling you, this guy's now trading that same way, right?
Wow.
And the little amount of knowledge I have from what you've showed me, I've looked, people are on social media talking about liquidity grabs and all a whole lot of things. You know what I've done? I've watched the charts as they talk about a liquidity grab, right? I draw my supply and demand the way you taught me. You know what a liquidity grab is? It is a retest of a supply and demand zone.
Yeah, it's actually
it might be different, but from what I've analyzed, people talk we grab liquidity. So I go draw my demand zone. It's literally, it comes back into that demand zone where we would then buy from.
Yeah. So
and then it pushes. So I'm
just to add something, we are not attacking smart money. We need to put that to the people.
Yeah, we're not attacking. We're discussing, right?
And I love smart money traders. I love how they think, how they do everything. But I feel things are being overcomplicated, right? You don't have to run with a lot of things. Maybe you can pick one thing from your smart money and then do it. I see those things like they do, like, you know, a lot of lines they put in X and stuff, right? You can just mark your supply zone or your zone of support on or resistance, whatever, right? And you trade from it without you having to mark some things and try to.
Same.
The other thing I have a problem with smart money trading is this, bro. Like, I don't have a problem with it, but a part of it inside
a concept problem.
A concept, yeah, is that somebody can predict that the market is going to move from here and grab liquidity to this level, and then wait for it to grab liquidity. They can accurately do that,
But they don't catch the
but
move.
they don't catch the move to go and grab
Yeah.
the liquidity. And then when they actually get to the level, they will take a loss. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
What have you done with the move that is going to grab your liquidity? So for me, I feel like those are some of the weaknesses in the. We are not attacking, but just to try and help traders out there and to fix these things. And once you realize these things, you see that even if you're a smart money trader, you're going to become a better smart money trader. You're going to become a better trader, actually, because you now see your weaknesses. It's okay, guys. As a trader, you need to sit down at one point and admit the weaknesses of your trading methodology. If your trading system has got some weaknesses, you need to talk about them, right? If it has got some strength, talk about them.
Yeah.
And then be willing to talk about them instead of you just defending and fighting. Don't just fight. Like, just sit down and be humble, because at the end of the day, even if like you are a smart money trader and you get to see your weaknesses and you find a solution for the weakness of the strategy, you'll become a much more dangerous smart money traders like the others are, right?
Yeah.
So you'll see that the majority of people who have made big money are not smart money traders. I know there are good smart money traders who have made money, but those who are like really balling, like they just trading in a funny way. They have a big stop loss, actually, you know, very big stop loss, very big stop loss, a minimum risk to reward ratio. They're done.
It works
That's
with it.
Yeah.
And one thing I tell people, especially that come into this Discord, right? I tell them, if you've been trading for 5 or 6 years,
Yeah.
and you are good, don't look at what I say and now trade the way I trade.
Exactly.
Take what I'm teaching, incorporate it into the way you trade, so you
yeah.
can get more accurate entries
Yeah.
and just improve yourself.
And it becomes
don't forget what you've been doing.
Personalize it. Yeah. It
I mean,
becomes yours.
I literally took what I learned from Lorato, and I took what you showed me,
Yeah.
put together, and
then
that's what I
it
do.
becomes something. Yeah.
Like, my charts used to be trend lines, support and resistance, like ranging, like I would mark ranging thing. You know what I do now? I open a chart, I draw a supply zone, I draw a demand zone.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Because from all these years, like, I mean, it's the same for you. You can open a chart and you can see there would have been a trend line that's a break. Like, you can see those things.
I'm not gonna. So here's the other thing. Like, there's so many methodologies. Actually, personally, I teach a lot of concepts within like the strategy. I feel like for you to become a good trader, you need to, trading is like building a flat, like a building.
Yeah.
You need to have a strong foundation. The higher you want to go, the foundation must go much more deeper.
Yes.
So you need to have a strong foundation of concepts. If it's support and resistance, study it. You must know it.
Yes.
If it's trend lines, you must know them. If it's candlesticks patterns, you must know them. You must know all the basic things, so that when you now bring in your methodology, you can see these things. Now you need to now choose to say, am I going to just be a supply and demand trader only? Me, I trade different zones, and I have certain things because of my experience, it allows me to. And I can choose to say today, if I see a good zone and I have certain confirmations, that allows me to know that price is not gonna go to this level. This is also another thing I don't like about smart money. It will mark only, like they'll just mark a zone and say price must grab liquidity and get to this zone, but sometimes it does not. It just reverses from there and continues, and you miss out maybe from 2,000 pips or so that you could have made.
Yes.
Right. So I'm saying, if there are any smart money traders listening,
we have some in the Discord as well.
Don't be angry about this podcast, but take the information that we are saying and then try to see how you can improve your smart money, like taking some things and develop it, personalize it into become. Don't just run with it and fight people, because I've seen there's usually a fight that goes whenever someone talks about smart money. We are not attacking it. We are traders. This is our community.
We're just giving opinions.
Yes, I mean, actually, if I get a concept that I'm taught from someone from Smart Money, I'll run with it, bro. Like, as long as I'm making money, and it makes sense to me. So as a trader, it's okay for you to reject something that does not make sense to you. Yeah. So this is also something that we need to do as traders. Let's talk about the weaknesses of things that are affecting us as traders, even as mentors, so that when we bring in all those things and we consolidate them, they make sense and we get to grow as an industry, right? And we must also accept that, yes, there are trading gurus who were the old guys who are now old, who started the move.
Yes.
Bro, the market is evolving. There are young guys who are now like taking over the mentorship discourse. They're young guys who are really doing good. They might not have the experience with the old guys, but the old guys must not fight the young guys. It's a revolution, like it's a change that is happening. You know, we must embrace it. Listen, if someone is valued, don't fight him because he's young or because he has been trading maybe for 3 months and you have been trading for 6 years. He can teach you something
that you
don't know.
Yeah.
So be open, be an open mind. Me, I listen to everyone. Like, I listen. If you have something, let me see what you want to. Let me see it. Can I incorporate this? Does it make sense to me? Rather than just saying, no, I've been here for a long time, so you can't tell me anything. That is why people are not growing. It's the same as before I met you, right? Yeah.
And we can wrap this podcast up shortly as well, because it's a long one.
I've been enjoying this. Yeah.
Before I met you, I was only trading VIX. Like, yes, I was still hanging out with the Lorato who's trading Forex and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was only trading VIX for like 2.5 years back then.
Yeah.
And I was only doing VIX 75, and in my head, I was doing really well. Even Lorato went like, bro, this is insane. Like, you are doing really well.
Yeah.
But then I met you, and you changed the way that I trade VIX, like, completely.
Yeah.
And it's always like, I mean, you can be trading for 5, 6, 7 years, and then you can meet some random guy who's gonna change everything for you.
So there's always, like, we always say that there's so many ways to kill a cat.
Yeah.
You can have a methodology that you say, I've been doing this for a long time, but maybe it has a weakness of a bigger stop loss. Maybe it has got like massive drawdown, like you have to wait for like hours before. But there's a guy who can actually, which is what I think Smart Money has done well, like in terms of reducing the stop loss. That is amazing. That is beautiful, right? That is good. Take sniper trades. It's actually nice, though there are some weaknesses here and there, but I feel like it has also changed the game and helped people. So instead of you like saying, let me just run with what I'm doing, there's someone who's making more money out of the same trade that you are in. Yes. Go and listen. Instead of you fighting, like, and I always get these trades whenever I post like some of my student results and they say these things are fake, and I'm like, you just see something and you just say fake. Don't let your bitterness. We have people who have failed in this industry, and they failed because of their greediness, because of lack of knowledge, proper knowledge.
Yeah.
So they are so bitter that whenever they see anything to do with trading, they attack. Right? Don't attack. Go and listen. Even if you are not actively trading, ask the person, how is it done? Like, how is it possible? And you get to, like, people have been asking me about flipping accounts. I think today I actually had to share a bit about it. Like, I shared a bit about it. You know, there's so much that goes on.
The members are going to appreciate that, you know.
There's so much that goes on to it, but that's how it is done. If people can do it, I'll tell you this openly, I've got students who can do crazy things more than me. Why? Because here's the thing. Me, I'm the custodian probably of the knowledge or the information that I'm teaching them, right? The way I trade, right? And because I'm a mentor, somebody comes to me because they believe so much in me. Do you see this? It goes a long way with your psychology. And then they learn whatever I'm teaching them. They see a trading opportunity. They are going to run with it, bro. They are not going to be scared. They are going to probably I don't encourage it. Like, they'll take $5,000 and say, I'm going to go hard. Somebody brings 25,000. I'm like, are you crazy? But because they believe so much in me, you understand now the benefit of having a mentor. So
a good mentor. You can say that, a good mentor.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if you're a good mentor, we must see your students succeeding. Let your student be the voice that speaks, right? Do I have bad students? Yes, I have. And do I give up on them? I don't give up on them. I always work with them. Come until you get it. There are those who will not get it. It's fine. But I try by all means to make sure that people get it. we are not always going to get it at the same level. Even as a mentor, I believe a good teacher must teach people who excel. Most of our teachers, we went to school, they're still teaching till today, but we are probably making their salary in a trade.
Yes.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So your reflection must be your students. They must go and do big things. They must go and change the world. And this is what I love about what you're doing. And I want you to know that, like, I'm in support in case. So NelCapital, just know that I'm in support with whatever you guys are doing. And in case you need me to help you to do anything to make everything good, yeah. I'm here, and let's help people, bro. Like, that's massive. That's amazing. And I think that's, in conclusion, I believe, if you're a trader, don't give up. Don't let your background put your back on the ground. Let me repeat.
That's the quote.
If you're a trader, don't let your background put your back on the ground. There's so much things you can do. You know, the trading industry is so big, and you can change your life. Don't look at your present life and determine your future. Look at where you want to go and set yourself with the right people, and you see yourself growing big. And instead of you being jealous of those who are making it, go and learn. Sit down with the greatest of minds and absorb everything that you can. And from there, you see things will just change. And once you have that eureka moment, that moment where everything just clicks, you know, where you just know that, oh, now I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Trading is making sense to me. It will give you peace, bro. Like, there's nothing that is so comfortable waking up knowing that I don't have to do so much to make money. I just have to do this, and then I place my trade and I go with it. So yeah, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate this. This was a beautiful session, and I really loved it.
It's a pleasure, bro. Thank you for coming on. There is one thing I actually wanted to say before we ended this off.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually tell you about the premium, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I don't actually like doing this because I did it on yesterday's podcast, and it feels like you encouraging something that shouldn't be encouraged, right?
Yeah.
So the premium side of NelCapital, it costs like 110, 120 Rand a month, right?
Yeah.
It's really cheap. But the ideas and what we voted on was, I want to start flying around the country for in-person boot camps and shows.
Exactly, yeah.
And that motivation come from when I was learning trading. Lorata would like do Zoom calls and videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't learn like that.
I
drove from northern suburbs into town, halfway to Camps Bay,
just to meet him. Yeah.
3 times a week, just so I can sit next to him, and he has to tell me, click that, do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I understand a lot of people need to learn like that. And so the money that gets generated by NelCapital, right? I've said this in the trading videos on TikTok, and it's said in the community as well. For myself, I'm only allowed to use, I'm only going to allow myself to use a maximum of 20%.
Okay.
The rest of that money is supposed to go to fund these things, to fund boot camps, to fund, we want to do giveaways, you know, because there's a lot of people trading that can't afford a proper cell phone or proper laptop. We want to do that. We want to create job opportunities. Wow, I want the people that fly with me and film and do that, to permanently employ them. It creates job opportunities, or even, I don't know, maybe fund businesses somewhere. There's a whole thing. And I know one of the students actually recommended, hey man, what if we can have a separate, so the people, when you pay via Patreon, right?
Yeah.
They were like, what if we can eventually make a separate thing where we can donate some of our profits, and that goes to a charity.
Wow.
So there's a lot of these little things behind NelCapital, and I think when I speak about it on social media, people immediately go, why are you selling a course?
Okay.
And I'm like, but my training is free. You can so how it works, when you join Discord, right? You're a free member. What you see is, you see the training content, you see the announcements, you see a tab that says get premium, but you can ignore that. And you see the student profits, and you also see the wall of shame. And then I think there's 1 or 2 more general info tabs that you see. And what I tell people is, join the Discord, study the content, and look. And you also see the market breakdowns. And look at the market breakdowns, because my idea generally is the same as yours long term.
Yeah.
Because and you don't do signals, right?
Yeah.
And I
think you have been on my neck,
bro. I have been pushing this man. But anyways, I tell these people, listen, once you understand the training content, you will never need signals again. You can look at the market breakdown and know exactly what to do.
Why exactly? Yeah.
That's good. So I tell people, listen, if you come over to premium, go to the announcement tab, read what it's about. Understand it's not just a pay for signals type thing, because I barely share signals right now because I'm busy, right?
Yeah,
I'm here with you, I'm filming, I'm editing, I share trade. Like, understand when you come over to premium, it's because it's a community-based thing.
Yeah.
No one is paying me to do anything. Tomorrow, NelCapital can close and my life wouldn't change, right?
Exactly, yeah.
The community side of it is for the community. We want to do breakdowns. We want to teach people. We want to make all these things happen. And that's where the premium side comes in. Because I know the first 3 weeks, NelCapital was like public. Yeah. Everything was free, right? And that is where we voted on, like, how can we generate money to do all these things? And people said, like, well, why not do like a monthly subscription thing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to comment there, like to say something. If you're a trader and you're looking for a mentor, and I'll tell you from a mentor's perspective, right? That like there's so much that goes in to mentor somebody.
Yes.
Just think about an individual and you're receiving like 1,000 messages from everybody, and you have to pay attention. And I feel like for a mentor is actually unfair, right? I'm speaking in terms of NelCapital, right? For you actually to teach them for free. I feel like there's a lot of cost involved. It might not be a lot. Like you are making your trading money, but also remember, as a business person, these are expenses. Running business, probably want the business to run itself, like what you're trying to do. But on the other hand, like we have people who want like physical classes. I haven't been doing physical classes, but I think I'm gonna start doing. I've been having people say, I want to sit down with you like physically and see, you know, and it sort of makes sense. Now, if there are people you're going to meet people who are going to volunteer. I've so many times I've had people who, actually what made me to start teaching people was I was teaching people for free when I started, and when a book like in VIX indices came out, and people were calling me and stuff, and I remember people started calling me, traders. They said, you can't be teaching this for free, right? And there's a lady I taught her for free, and then she paid me money. She said, no, I can't. It does not make sense to me, right? I cannot, right? So you're going to meet people like that. Don't block them. Why? Because remember, we were talking about how a relationship is important, how you also went to Lirato offering something, right? There are people who can see your vision. There are also people, you can be with other students, but there are people who are going to see your vision and want to be part of it for the long run, who are going to be willing to put in resources. Don't shut them off. You understand? They want to grow with the company, and it's something that needs to be, I believe you did not tell me about it, I'm just saying it. So NelCapital members, don't attack me, it's my mind. But if you want to run with the vision of your mentor and you want to see how he can actually possibly achieve his goal, I feel like 100 is fine for, but if you want to do trips and stuff, I feel like the students must cover.
So that's my thing. Instead of saying, like, remember my original course when I was like, so NelCapital was just me and my friends, and if someone wanted to join, it was like 1,500 rand, exactly. Right? Once off. Still quite cheap. But my thing is, it's going to be easier to get 1,000 people to pay 100 rand
it makes sense,
every month.
Yeah.
Instead of getting 100 people to pay 1,000 rand every month.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, okay, if we can get 1,000 premium members, that's 100,000 rand. Okay, after platform fees, that's like 90,000 rand a month we can generate. Okay.
Yeah.
From that, I will probably use 10K for myself. Food, fuel, whatever. That leaves us with 80K, 85K.
Yeah.
That's enough for me to have 2-3 boot camps a month. And now this is for me, maybe someone managing my server and a guy to capture the content.
Yeah.
To fly, accommodation, to book the venue. Like, I don't think people look at this and they realize exactly how expensive it is.
It's really expensive.
Just for me and 2 other people to fly and accommodation for like a weekend.
It's a lot.
It's going to be like 20K.
Yeah.
That's a quarter of what we've generated in 1 month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like, I'm surprised the growth of coming over to premium is quite slow. But on the other hand, I'm also quite happy about it because it shows that those who do come over are truly
it's
with
definitely
the vision.
Yeah, if people see the value, it's gonna grow. It, good things. They say good things take time. You see, I remember, I always get like inboxes from big traders, even brokers and stuff, and they're saying like, with what you're doing, why are you not popular? And I'm like, no, popularity is not my goal.
Yes.
My main goal. And he's saying, why are you not big? Like, why is your Instagram not so big? And I said, no, don't worry, good things take time. And I feel like this is the season where a lot of people are talking about BGFX and stuff. And I feel like NelCapital as well has been like behind the scenes for quite a long time. And I feel like South Africans need to step up and see what is possible and what they can learn and get. Guys, listen to this man, like what he's talking about. He's talking about making 100,000 and taking 10,000 and the rest, bring it back to the community. This is somebody you want to be around with, right? For so many reasons, right? Is looking at you not just as clients but as a community, as people he needs to help. So just visualize this, like having these boot camps where you sit down and you're trading together, and it's fun. I tell you, trading is one lonely game. If you're alone, it's frustrating. Even if you're making money, you know, there are times where personally I wake up and I just feel lazy to trade. Like I don't feel like, not because I don't want money. I just wake up and I'm like, oh, I think I have some money there. I will just go to the mall, buy whatever I want to buy, and then.
But you don't feel that fulfillment.
Exactly, that fulfillment. For me, what led me to teach people mostly is that I feel there's that fulfillment that comes to say, I'm doing something to humanity, right? Just earning something. This is why many people are not finding fulfillment in their 9-to-5s, most of them. Why? Because it's just them against the employer or against their job.
Yeah.
There is no interaction whatsoever. It's like it ends there. There's no fulfillment. Fulfillment comes in when you can take another person from where they are.
So,
you know, I've got a student who used to, like, he was in a mess, like things were not really working well for him, and he used to like collect plastics. I mean, like, you see this plastics and cans, empty bottles, and sell them to recyclers to make money.
Yeah.
He told me, he said, I want to learn, but I don't have enough money for my mentorship. And I said, I listened to his stories. I was interviewing him, and in my heart I said, no, I can't charge him whatever I'm charging. I'm gonna charge him a little bit of amount just for commitment. And he went and he started looking for money. He had not yet told me how he accumulated the money. So when he then came to me, he said, I was selling plastics to make this money. Bro, it touched me, bro. So I said, I'm going to make sure that this guy is good. And guess what? About last year towards Christmas, he showed me the house that he bought, the house that he bought. And a car that is second-hand car, but is very good, that he was trying to fix and stuff. Now he knows how to trade and stuff. He's not yet way big, but for me, that is a story I can talk about.
Yeah.
You understand? From selling plastics to where he is right now, where he doesn't need to beg and stuff. So we have a big responsibility, and you guys also, as students, also don't see us as gods. Don't see us as perfect people. We also make mistakes. We also get tired. We also see some things in a wrong way sometimes, you know. So if you can appreciate that and support us also as mentors, we also need support.
Yeah.
I need to say this. People only think that as students they need support. We also need support, moral support sometimes. I can be so exhausted, but I need, like today I've got a one-on-one session after 7 p.m. tonight, and I've been doing this podcast for over an hour.
It's tiring,
right?
bro.
And I'll be talking to somebody, teaching them.
Yes.
You understand? It's tiring, like you're exhausted. That's why people don't really teach for free sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really exhausting, you understand? And we also need moral support. So guys, I love what is happening. I love, and I wish NelCapital the best.
Thank you, sir.
I want all of you guys in the Discord to succeed, and I can't wait to meet most of you guys. Like, it'll be nice to be on a boot camp and I come and I sit back and I just relax and I'm watching you guys do your things. You know, it's really nice. Meet all of you. It's amazing.
It's a big plan.
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Thank you so
Brother,
much. Brother, yeah.
Thank you for joining me on this podcast.
Thanks so much.
We're going to do a lot more.
Yeah, we need to do another one, bro. Like, this was nice. I really enjoyed. Yeah.
I'm going to end off with something that happened to me.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, just when NelCapital launched. Not everyone is meant to be a trader, and not
True.
everyone should be a trader.
Very true.
NelCapital just launched, and I met up with a friend. We went to V&A to a coffee shop,
Yeah.
and there was this guy. The guy owns the coffee shop, right? And he was serving us, and he was seeing us trade and have fun, and we make money.
Yeah.
And in the end, I spoke to this guy, and I'm like, "Hey, listen, are you interested in trading? Like, it's free." And this guy goes, "No."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "May I ask you why?" And he's like, "Listen, I've done trading. I was good at it.
Yeah.
I have friends who trade full time. I'm not a trader. I want to run my coffee shop, interact with my people, and that makes me happy."
That's where he gets.
And I literally took my hat off. I shook his hand. I said, "You know what, bro?
You're a legend.
well done.
You are legend.
Because you know what you want. So you can watch this podcast and you can be like, yeah, trading money, but maybe it's not meant for you, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just going to end off with that. Like, figure yourself out and understand that if you trade, it's not a game. Like, it's hard work.
It's not playing
And
FIFA.
if you trade for 2 years and you decide one day, you know what, I don't think trading is for me anymore, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's
You know?
nothing.
Know yourself, sort yourself out. NelCapital out. Done.
Wow.
Fuck, that's long,
This
bro.
was nice, bro. Wow. We need to be doing this like for like